as you join us now for semi-final number 2. The rookie Connor Coffin having a career best appearance here in the semi-finals at this stop 10, taking on Jordy Smith, who knows how to get through the field here in Portugal. He has made the finals twice before in his career. And there is a look at the 2016 stats. 24 heat wins, and a big chunk of that coming care of the win at Trestles for Jordy Smith, 12 for Connor Coffin. You see the heat score averages per athlete as we get this one underway with Jordy Smith into the wind, and you know where this is going. It's going straight up, and then, well, he won't put that down. It'll be an incomplete for Jordy. And as we saw in semi-final number 1, a slow start here. Jordy will have a look at the left-hander, and he'll get going here, looking to try and navigate under the lip. He'll just need to flex around it. It'll be another small score as he would get onto the big stage in 2008. And here goes the young Californian, finding himself through a couple of departments here, and he'll get ditched by the end section. So looking to work inside the flexing tube here in Peniche. Now second wave of the set tries to draw water off the bank.
But instead they're having to work and labor themselves through these barrels. You can see there's the first chandelier right there. He had to bust through it, did a great job busting through the second one. There's a third one, and you can see that barrel actually just shut down. So just enough crosswind to kind of push these lips down and create a little bit of garbage there.
Well, Jordy Smith now will activate, and this is a nice thick tube. It's got a heavy lip on it, and Jordy will just wrench into that cuddy on the face. And so 2 parts to that score for Jordy Smith. Wave number 4 just being ridden. Nor John, when we discussed that, have made the finals. How are you breaking this one down, Ross?
3.5 for Jordy. Pretty nice little barrel, a nice wrap. So, you know, I don't see any flaws. You know, it's great surfing there from Jordy, but just a small wave, and that's why the judges kept it so low. Nice little barrel. We would take that right now, Giggs. But the judges want to see a little more girth. They want to see a bigger wave, you know, heftier barrel, which means like, okay, he's committed. Maybe he won't make it out. Those are the barrels that go skyrocketing for a score. You know, Jordy surfed fine on that wave, but they want to see some risk and commitment with a bigger wave.
Smaller wave, Jordy will go to town, and there's that open face swoop that he's so famous for. Joins the dots nicely. He had a nice little click at the end. So a little bit of a change up in tactics here from Jordy Smith. It's a 6.33 though, Ross.
Well, again, I just love the rhythm. Nice carve right there. That is beautiful. And then a seamless little snap into, you know, an effortless finishing maneuver there. So all 3 maneuvers, he didn't dig rail. He didn't have to readjust. Didn't lose momentum. He kind of projected down the line with this hack right there. That is a power move. Clean snap right there. Again, that was his reaction time was spotless. You know, he didn't look clumsy at all. You know, it was as if he just ripped through that, knowing he was going to make this wave. I love the way Jordy's surfboard looks. You know, he looks very confident. And there's a better angle of that hack. You can see how much spray he's throwing. But again, that's a tight little constricted space there, and the big fella making it look very easy.
Well, how are those G-forces and the angles and the way those turns all just blended into each other, one pure delivery. And a big wedge moves into the Super Tubos lineup for Connor Coffin, who's deep behind a section here, and he'll find it beautifully through the beach, already applauding. And a little lash out on the face. And now an exchange with Jordy Smith on the second wave of the set. The second one just peters out.
Pete will be offended. And this is a nice little shack here for Connor, but how's the Gene Hackman right here? Nice little old school hack right there. So a nice power move for Connor. And that's what we love about Connor surfing. He is a bit of a throwback. He loves to hack into that rail. So again, the barrel is pretty nice, but I love how he added to this wave with this hack right here. Watch that inside rail. Almost dragged both arms in the water there. Little tribute to Matt Archibald, so very stylish. You know, this is going to get him back into heat. Should be a medium score, but it's going to get him into heat.
Well, Connor Coffin's going to jump on another opportunity on the way out, and he'll get a snap. Now another little corner section. It's got a little angle on it, and he's going to come through beautifully. Just soldiers out a hack there as well. So quick 2 waves for the panel to think about.
He's going to get that 3.84 right here. Just a small wave, and we've seen scores, you know, stay very modest for these smaller waves, but he got busy. Nice little quick snap, responded nice with a head dip there, so a barrel, and then finished with a snap. And look at that score.
A 3.93 now in for Connor Coffin, sees the lead change via a win here in Portugal. As now, more momentum. Connor Coffin's on a absolute nugget here, and he's threaded it beautifully back to the open face again. A chance to replay himself, and that there, folks, is a bit of a momentum build for Connor Coffin.
Here it starts delivering, and he's in the zone.
Well, Jordy on a different part of the bank here in Super Tubes, looking for something, and I can't help but thinking that about 80 yards between the two surfers, Connor Coffin's peak is paying dividends right now.
Not the biggest wave, but look how hollow this wave is. Perfect positioning. He's slotted right there. You know, he's deep enough to where he'll impress the judges. I don't think it's going to be a massive score, but it's definitely going to be much better than his 4. So now, you know, finally Connor's like, okay, I'm starting to make sense here. I'm finding some waves. There's that slotted little barrel there, and as Connor always does, rips into a nice little hack. So, you know, he's going to have himself a little lead, but this heat is wide open. There's no huge scores being dropped.
As we're seeing Jordy Smith looking for a comeback story in this heat, because Connor Coffin found a 5.17. Jordy deep behind the curtain. He did this yesterday, and he's in there somewhere. He's going to find his way out. And just like the script yesterday in that encounter with Sebastian Zietz, Jordy Smith brings the heat to life. Wow.
And here he is. He's gauging this barrel. Again, kind of tricky. He had to bust through that little chandelier again, but that barrel stayed open just enough. So what's cool about that barrel is it was long. You know, it wasn't the craziest wave. It wasn't a sketchy wave. It wasn't that hollow, but it was a long barrel. So, and he did add a pretty nice turn to it. Nice pump right there, trying to get that momentum down the line, and that gave him just enough momentum to break through that chandelier. So you saw that the beginning of that barrel was kind of messy, and the big fella did great by kind of fitting his body through it. This snap is nice. Little layback drop wallet. So again, not just your standard turn. You know, he did add a little bit to that, some weight behind. Start tasting it, you know, he's going to be fired up.
Well, Coffin turns his nose up at this one, and Jordy says, I'm going to have a go at it. And deep behind the curtain, it is essentially a closeout on the bank. So no points haul there for Jordy Smith on that effort. Those finals appearances, and a lovely view of Jordy Smith here. Big angle on this one. Powerful hack. How about the pocket? He links it beautifully. Little tapered tube to work with as well. And Jordy will keep the pace going here. And now it's a monster out the back for Connor Coffin, who threads straight through the tube here.
Wow.
And out on the face for the wrap. What a showdown going on here. And there's more for Connor Coffin. Little double up section. And
little salute.
Wow.
Okay, so, you know, he didn't quite get to the other end of that peak. That's where he could have got barreled. So he basically just said, you know what, I'm going to go anyways. This wave is too good. Produced a couple of nice snaps, but again, this feels mid-range for me. I don't know that it's even going to go into his top 2. The judges want to see either big airs or big barrels, and here we go, big barrel for Connor. And the technique on that drop was very cool, Gigs. You know, that was a technical late drop, and he handled it with ease. He was so casual. You know, he took that drop and just basically stood straight up.
And 10s, we're waiting for a score for Connor Coffin here, and Connor will get going again. Another opportunity. Little clamp on the tube, and he'll just find his way through. And Connor Coffin now on the inside section, so momentum still. He has another little section to work with. Whitewater at the end as well.
Oh.
And wow, 3 minutes to go.
Well, he's pretty calm under pressure, wasn't he? You know, John playing it cool because this heat is not over. But again, I love the drop from Connor. You know, that 9 was right on pace. You know, pretty big score for the couple of turns from Jordy, 7.17. So I think the 9 was very justified there. Love the little salute in that closeout barrel.
We'll wait and see what Jordy brings on the hunt. Here he goes, 7.81. You know he's going to go to the sky. And he goes progressive.
Wow.
And it's an incomplete. Great decision from Jordy to try that. And we will count down a world title right here with 3, 2, 1. Ladies and gentlemen, destiny has been put in place. John Florence is your world champion for 2016, and it's happened right here in Portugal.